Picture this. You are sitting at a restaurant, eating dinner, completely by yourself. A group at the next table looks over at you with a mix of curiosity and pity. They think you are lonely. They think you are antisocial. They think you have no friends. But they are completely wrong. While they are exhausting themselves performing for each other, laughing at jokes that aren't funny, and compromising their own peace just to fit in, you are experiencing the ultimate form of freedom. Today, we are going to dissect the psychology of people who absolutely love doing things alone, and expose why society's fear of solitude is actually a symptom of profound psychological weakness. We have been brainwashed by a hyper-connected society to believe that being alone is a failure. We fundamentally confuse loneliness with solitude. Loneliness is a state of deficit. It is the painful, involuntary feeling of lacking connection. But solitude? Solitude is a deliberate, strategic choice. When you go to a movie or a cafe by yourself, you are not suffering from a lack of options. You are exercising a preference. Most people cannot fathom this because their entire identity is dependent on external validation. They need an audience to feel like they exist. If there is no one around to witness their life, they feel invisible. When they see you sitting alone, totally comfortable in your own skin, it terrifies them. It shatters their illusion that constant socialization is necessary for survival. You are entirely self-sufficient, and to a codependent society, self-sufficiency always looks like a threat. You haven't failed at socializing, you have simply opted out of the circus. Think about the last time you went out with a group. Where do we eat? What time do we meet? Is it too cold in here? Are they having a good time? Every single social interaction comes with a hidden social tax. You are constantly monitoring, adjusting, and compromising your own desires to maintain the harmony of the group. You dilute your own experience to make sure everyone else is comfortable. People who love doing things alone refuse to pay this tax. When you go to a cafe alone, you operate with absolute autonomy. You eat exactly what you want, you leave exactly when you want, and you do not have to manage anyone else's emotional state. It is not selfish, it is radical self-respect. You are choosing to experience the world in high definition, completely unfiltered by the opinions, moods, or complaints of the people around you. You are no longer managing a group project. You are finally the sole author of your own experience. Why are people so terrified of being alone in public? Because the exact moment you remove the chatter, the gossip, and the social distraction, you are left alone with your own mind. For the vast majority of people, their own mind is a terrifying place to be. They use the crowd as an emotional pacifier. They surround themselves with constant noise, so they never have to listen to their own thoughts, confront their own insecurities, or process their underlying anxiety. When you choose to sit in silence with a cup of coffee, you are doing something incredibly brave. You are proving that you are not afraid of your own internal dialogue. You don't need external noise to drown out your demons. You have mastered the art of being your own best company, which is a level of emotional maturity that most people will spend their entire lives running away from. A common misconception is that people who do things alone simply hate people. That is entirely false. You don't hate connection. You just refuse to tolerate low-quality connection. When you become comfortable with solitude, the bar for entry into your life is drastically raised. You no longer tolerate toxic relationships, boring conversations, or draining friendships simply because you are afraid of being alone on a Friday night. Your peace becomes your baseline. If someone wants to join you, they have to be better than your solitude, and that is an incredibly high standard to meet. By mastering the art of being alone, you have built an impenetrable psychological shield. You give yourself the ultimate leverage, the power to walk away from any table, any relationship, and any room that no longer serves you, because you already know you are perfectly fine on your own. Doing things alone is not a symptom of isolation. It is the ultimate proof of psychological freedom. It means you have stopped performing for the world and finally started living for yourself. You have conquered the fear of silence, and in doing so, you have reclaimed absolute control over your own life. So the next time someone looks at you with pity while you are enjoying a coffee by yourself, just smile. Because while they are desperately clinging to the crowd for survival, you are sitting there holding the ultimate superpower. When was the last time you took yourself on a date and actually enjoyed the company?